welcome back to my channel. Today we are reviewing, we're doing a first impressions demo and a review of the Sephora collection Best Skin Ever concealer, and I did shade 26.5Y if I remember correctly. So if you want to see how that worked out for me, then please keep on watching. For the demo, on my left eye, since it's looking a little darker right here, we're not going to put the MAC concealer and just try the Sephora Best Skin Ever concealer on here by itself. But I'm going to apply the MAC concealer here first, as I always do, and then apply the Sephora Skin on top so we can see what the coverage is for this concealer, because it claims that it is a full coverage concealer and it's blendable liquid cream. So let's get into putting on the MAC concealer first. And this is the NW30 for those of you who don't know. The Studio Finish, I always use that, and I'm going to apply that with a Real Techniques concealer brush, right? It's called Expert Concealer Brush. And I'm just going to use my mirror and look down and apply that. Get as close as I can, or maybe not use my mirror. So I'm just going to put it right there like I always do. Because see how I feel like for me, it's a little bit of color correcting. And I'm just going to put some right here and here. I've been noticing that I am getting, and I always put some on the side of my nose if you guys didn't know that. For those of you that are new, I'm noticing I'm just breaking out more on my cheeks lately. I don't know what that's about. Maybe it's the way I'm sleeping. But we're just going to apply it like that, and that should be good. Put a little bit here today, actually. I think my eyes are a little bit redder today. It's probably because since I wore makeup yesterday. I don't usually wear makeup daily. Okay, now we're going to go in with the Sephora concealer just straight up on this side of the face while this sets a little bit. And I have the shade 26.5Y, and it's what I was matched to at Sephora. We tried many different shades, but this was the one that I felt was closest to what I like for my under eye to look like. And it has a very big wand. Kind of reminds me of the Too Faced. Right? Is it Too Faced that has this type of wand? So this one has more of a yellow tone. Originally, when the girl did the color matching in the store, they said the shade 33 would have been best for me. It has a little bit of a smell to it. It's not bad. It doesn't smell like paint or anything. Some might say that, but it's very faint. And I apologize in advance, as always, if there's any noises outside. Those are out of my control. So that's what that looks like. It's a very yellow base. I feel like this might be a little too bright, but let's see how it blends out. I'm going to go in with my buffing concealer brush from Ulta. You guys know I absolutely love to use this brush. So I always start from the bottom and work my way up. And then I start patting under the eye. See, it looks very yellow. Which, in my opinion, a very yellow tone would be good if you have like a lot of purple, because yellow cancels out purple. If you guys didn't know that. Shade 33 is the one they matched me to in the store. And when she swatched it on me, I felt like it was too dark. But we'll see how this one works out. And if this shade isn't right, then I could always go back and get a different shade. But that's what that's looking like. I just feel like it looks very yellow, which I'm not used to. So let's apply it on this side of the face, and then we'll set everything, and then I'll wear it throughout the day and see how that works out. But it feels really nice on the skin. It's very light. It doesn't feel heavy. You might hear my cat because she's sitting on my bed. She's my son's cat, but I say she's my cat too. And we just, you know, gradually blend that out. And then I slowly bring it up. And you want to do a tapping motion, very light. Don't do this part very hard, because our eyes are the skin under our eyes is very, very delicate. Just like, you know, the skin on your décolleté area and your neck area. And I'm just going to bring it right here over the nose. You guys already know I like to do this just to help. You see her? She's probably gonna go get some water or something now. And I'm gonna put a little bit on this side just to balance it out because I put it on my right side of my face. So this is the left side. So this is what it's looking like. And I don't like the color, but I'm gonna move past that in a minute. Let me just look real quick in my mirror. Definitely when I look, like here it looks super yellow, right? But when I look here, it looks kind of orange, more orange tone. What do you guys think? Yeah. All right, so let's start setting everything like we usually do. So we always go in first with the MCGRATH yellow powder. You guys already know. I like to concentrate that right here in the middle where the darkness is more in my eye. And I'm using a different brush today because I need to wash my Real Techniques brushes. I'm saving those up so I could do a video for you guys. I'm going to go in with the tapered highlighter F35 from Sigma. I've had this brush forever. I used to use this brush all the time. And we're just going to... We did this side first, so let's do this one first. Oof, this powder is getting very, is kicking up a lot, which typically doesn't do. It could be because of this brush. I'm not sure. I haven't used this brush in a very long time. But I do like it. It's a nice brush. It just, you know how when you put brushes away because you're using one brush a lot? That's what happened with this brush. I just happened to put it away, and I was like, I need a brush to use under my eyes, and I was like, let me use this one again. So we're gonna just do that. And remember, the yellow just helps to brighten under my eye because I need brightening right here in the inner corner of my eye. Now we're going to set the entire concealer portion with the JOUER Cosmetics Medium. This is a soft focus hydrate and set powder in the shade medium, and we're just gonna use the other side of that same brush and just set everything. And I literally just go right on top of that. So this is gonna be interesting. And I'm just going in little by little. Because I use a pressed powder, I think that's why I have to. But if I use like a loose setting powder, I'm pretty sure I could put a lot more. But I don't bake under my eyes. This is just to set it so that the concealer doesn't go anywhere. And let me just double check with my mirror to make sure I got everything all set. Okay, I'm done setting it with the powder. So this is what it looks like. I know it looks weird because of the undertone, but we're just testing out the product. And like I said, if it works out, then we'll get a different shade. But this is what it's looking at right now. And it is 12 o'clock. I will check in a couple of hours, and then we will see how it wears throughout the day. And so I just wanted to show you up close. It's definitely oxidized. It has stayed on. It is 2 o'clock now. But can you see how much creasing I'm getting under my eyes? And my pores look extremely pronounced. I don't know what that's about. It has faded here where I was wearing my glasses. But do you see that creasing? And I feel like it's worn off just a little bit, like in this area and on this eye a little bit as well. And so that is the check-in. I will be back at the end of the wear time so that I can give you my final thoughts. So I will be back in a couple hours. Okay, everyone, so now that you've seen the demonstration, let's talk about this concealer. So it is available in 50 shades at Sephora, and you get 0.30 ounces or 9 millimeters for $15. The amount of product you get, I think it's perfect with the price because Sephora collection, their items tend to be a lot less expensive than other items, and people really do not pay enough attention to Sephora collection. The items they provide and they sell, I think, are very good quality. If I ever have to get something and it's like, if I have a choice between going to the drugstore or getting a Sephora collection, I typically go for the Sephora collection because it's actually lower in price, in my opinion, from drugstore prices, because I feel like they've gone really high. So anyways, the description of this one that I tried, the 26.5Y, is a light medium skin with yellow undertones. Now, if you saw in the demonstration, it was really yellow, especially when it oxidized. I was like, holy moly, it was super yellow. And when I tried it out, it immediately made me think of the Tarte Shape Tape, which for me did not work out because it was just too drying on my skin, because I have dry skin. And I feel like that the coverage is definitely light to medium on this particular concealer. I don't feel like it was full coverage, in my opinion, when I put it on. So this is what I wrote down. It's light fragrance. It's very thin, not thick. So where it's thin, I think it really helps for those of you who want a thinner consistency instead of having a really thick concealer to apply in the first place. So I think that would work out for you. That's what you're looking for. It definitely covers, like if you're someone that does not have really bad skin, in my opinion, like, you know, you don't have blemish marks or anything like that, I think it's more for someone who has better skin. I don't know if it would be great for covering up, like if you have really dark spots or anything like that, because I didn't have any to try on my face. So yeah, I think it's more of a light to medium coverage, in my opinion, not a full coverage. It definitely blends very easily, but you have to work quickly because this dries fast. So in my opinion, I think that you should go one part of your face first. So like do one eye and then do the other. Don't apply and let it dry, because I think you'll be in for, you know, a situation because it's gonna set way too fast for you. So I think you definitely need to work in parts, is what I'm trying to say. And it definitely works really good with powders, because when I use my two powders that I always use, which is the Pat McGrath Yellow and the JOUER Cosmetics Medium, it worked perfectly great, you know. So I think that that's a plus, because some concealers do not work good with powders. And then I found on me, these are the notes that I wrote down, that it just really creased. Like, I couldn't believe how much creasing it had under my eyes. I was just like, whoa. And I think it might be because of the drying factor that it has. It dries really, really fast. So I feel like if you're someone that you tend to have a lot of like wrinkles under your eyes, or if you get creasing naturally, I don't think this is the concealer for you. Immediately when it was drying, I felt like it was very tight under my eyes, which was not a very comfortable feeling. So I did not like that at all. And because of that, I cannot recommend this concealer to someone who has dry skin. So I think if you're someone that is looking for a concealer that is not thick in application, it dries really fast, and you do not have a problem with creasing, then I 100% recommend this concealer to you. But if you're someone that has a dry skin and you have issues with creasing, and you don't want a thinner concealer, then I can't recommend it. So I'm like 50-50 on this, but it did not work for me. I ended up returning this concealer because the color was off, but like I mentioned in the demo, if the color would have worked, then I would have just gone back. I mean, not the color, formulation would have worked for me. I would have gone back and got a different color, but because the formulation did not work for me, it went back, because I was like, this concealer just not doing anything for me. It's just not that. So I don't understand what the hype is about the concealer, because in my opinion, it did not work for me. But I am the minority of the people, you know, maybe the majority of people, it's doing what they need it to do. But for me, it's a no, and that's why I returned it. But I want to read some highlights that are on the website about the concealer. So the highlights are that it's vegan, has a natural finish, it's a liquid formula, and it's clean at Sephora, and it gives you full coverage. So I have to agree with that. I don't know about full coverage, but I would definitely say it's more like a medium coverage in my opinion. And then it says what it is: a full coverage liquid concealer to instantly cover, conceal, and correct all over the face with a natural finish. I would say, like I said, it's not a full coverage. I would say more medium coverage. And I would say that it definitely covers things as soon as you put it. But like I said, I'd have to see how it is on someone who has like acne scars and stuff like that, because I don't have that problem. So I can't really agree with it 100%. It says it's full coverage. I don't believe it is. The finish is definitely natural. Formulation is liquid. And then the highlight ingredients are hyaluronic acid, which hydrates, and algae extract, which protects skin from daily pollution. Maybe the reason why it didn't work for me is because it has hyaluronic acid in it. As I mentioned before, any product that seems to have skincare in it does just not work with my skin. It doesn't vibe well. So I think that's one of the reasons why I just had to return it, because it just didn't look good on me at all. And then it says, what else do you need to know? This weightless long-wearing formula instantly evens out the appearance of skin without kicking or drying. I don't agree with that. Enriched with algae extract and hyaluronic acid, this skin-enhancing concealer provides anti-pollution effects and up to 12 hours hydration. It also It's also without ingredients from animal origin. So I don't agree with those claims. I don't feel like it was hydrating at all because, like I said, it immediately dried. Like, it was tight under there. So that's all I have to say about this concealer. I really don't recommend it to any of you who have dry skin. But if you have normal, oily, or combination skin, I think it'll be fine. Especially if you have oily skin, I think it'll work better for you because of the drying factor, how quickly it dries. So that was my experience with the Sephora collection Best Skin Ever Concealer. It was a no for me. So thank you for watching, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Talk to you later. Bye.